Hi, if this is your first time here, welcome to my YouTube channel. Or if you're like me and you've been here before, welcome back. Like I said in my last video, I'm crocheting a sweater. So I have my yarn here, I have my materials. I'm actually really excited. I'm super ready to start. It's been cold for me. I know I'm in Puerto Rico, but it's been cold for me. I'm wearing a sweater now. I've been wearing sweaters for the last couple days. I've been wanting to make a sweater. I've never made a sweater before, so why not make a sweater now? So I have this bulky size 5 yarn here from Premier Puzzle. Let me show you the details right here. Like I said, it's a size 5 bulky. It's asking for a 6mm hook. It's still a little blurry, but yeah, it brings 328 yards or 300 meters, 7 ounces, or 200 grams. So this is what we're going to be using to make this sweater. It's actually super cute. It's like peach, pink. Oh, my light's bright. It's peach, pink, white, yellow. Oh, this one's a better representation. You see, it has the difference. It has peach, pink, white, yellow, and gray. And I'm just loving the combination of this. Like the colorway is giving me life. This colorway is called Cat's Cradle. So I hope I have enough. I've been researching over and over again. I have about 4 skeins of it. So that's about, I think it's a 1,200 yards around there. So I should have enough to make a sweater. And it's not going to be a full-length sweater. It's going to be a cropped sweater because I like cropped. So I'm going to be making it cropped. It is acrylic, which I'm actually surprised I can actually use this yarn without breaking out into a rash. So thank you, Premier. But yeah, we're going to get started on making this. I am going to do a ribbing on the bottom, and then I'm just gonna get started on the front panel. Now what I haven't decided is if I'm gonna make if I'm going to do cutouts for the neck and the arms on the panels, or if I'm just gonna do the rectangle and go from there. But as I'm crocheting, I'll see how it goes, and of course I'll let you guys know. The hook that I'm actually gonna be using is gonna be a size J, 5 point, you can't see that at all. Oh no. It's a 5.75mm hook. Even though the yarn is asking for a 6mm, I don't have one. So I'm just gonna use what I have, and yeah, let's get crocheting. I'm super excited about this sweater. I hope it's as warm as the baby blankets have been that I've been making. But yeah, I'm just excited. I'm super excited. I'm just excited. Oh, and I have some news about the dress later on, or at the end of this video, but I'm super excited about this sweater, so let's get started on the sweater. Okay, so I'm back. I haven't even started yet. I have my hook, I have my yarn. I'm getting ready to go. I did try some other ribbings, but I didn't like the way the slip stitch ribbing was working up. I didn't like the way the half double crochet one looked, and I didn't like the way the double crochet ribbing looked. So we're gonna stick with single crochet ribbing because, well, it's Old Faithful. It looks the best, and when I tested it out with this yarn, it looked the prettiest. So I'm gonna do that one. 4, 5. I just chained 5 stitches. I'm gonna chain 1 more for my turning stitch, and we'll just have the, well, you'll see what it looks like, the single crochet ribbing as I'm working it up. But I've decided I'm actually gonna make the sweater a boxy sweater, so I'm not gonna do any provisions or make any spaces for the neck or the arms. I'm just gonna crochet a rectangle for the front, a rectangle for the back, and then add the sleeves. I'm hoping it goes well. Please excuse the cars outside. I live in a house with windows and all the sounds come in. But I'm hoping it goes well. I'm just gonna be here crocheting, and you guys can follow along, of course. Make a sweater, make socks, make slippers like I did in my last video. Make whatever you want. Just join me and let's have some fun. Okay, so here's the bottom ribbing for one of the panels. I'm not sure which one yet, since they're both gonna look pretty much the same, but I made it out to 12.5 inches, so that way the bottom is just a little tight around my waist, but I'm ready to get started on making that panel. I'm so excited, oh my gosh. Okay, so this is how far I've gotten with the sweater. I made sure to work increases to do, well, I'll show you guys what I did when I start doing the back, since it'll be a little bit easier to show than to explain. But I basically put 2 stitches on each long opening in the ribbing. So where you see the big gaps in the ribbing, I put 2, and then where you see those short openings, I just put 1 stitch. So I did that all the way across for that first row, and now I've just been single crocheting up, and it actually did give me the space that I wanted. As you can see, it's coming up beautifully. I'm this far, and I just got through 1 yarn ball, so I'm just gonna keep going. I'm getting ready to attach my second cake to the one that I'm already finishing now. So as you saw, I'm already halfway up my chest, so hopefully I'll have more than enough yarn to finish this sweater. But look at this colorway. It is beautiful. I'm so in love. I've never loved pink more than I love it right now. So I'm super excited to see how this sweater works up. And I'm thinking about doing maybe a stripe or something cute in a special stitch in the sleeves, but I'm still just thinking about it. So I'll definitely let you guys know what I'm thinking of, but let's keep crocheting. Let's keep finishing up. Let's keep building up this front panel so we can get on to the back panel, and then I'll keep thinking about that special stitch for those sleeves, but let's keep going. This is what I have so far. It's measuring up to almost 8.5 inches now, so I still have about 4 more inches to go. But I have added the third little ball. This is where I added that second ball, so this is from that last update that I did, and I just added this one here, so this is what it's looking like so far. This is still the front panel of my sweater. So far so good. I feel like it's building up pretty fast, but I'm definitely loving this color. It's beautiful. I'm having a great time. This is where we are right now. Okay, I'm to the point where I've reached the 10 inches, so I'm ready to start adding the V-neck to the sweater. So I've already marked it off at the center. I'm just gonna start reducing from there onto one side, and then of course I'll finish that side off and come back, attach, and do the same thing on the other side. So that's what's happening now with the sweater.
So I just finished adding my fourth ball of yarn. As you can see, the little knot is there. It is a bigger ball than the other three that I used because the other three were actually just, well, it was like the remainder of the skein as I was winding it. So I decided to use those first. So this is actually my first large cake that I'm using in this project of this yarn. It's still the same colorway. It's just, you know, the peach and gray part, I guess, of it. It ended up really concentrated in this part of the ball, but you can see the pink is still there and the white is still kind of there, but it's coming along pretty well. I am loving the way the V is looking actually in the neck. This is just one side, which, as you can tell by now, I'm not doing a perfect rectangle for both sides. So the front is gonna have a V, and then the back is going to be a rectangle. And of course, like I said, I'm still thinking about what stitch I can include or use for the sleeves, or maybe just at least a stripe of a stitch, just so that it looks, you know, something interesting, something cute, and to see this yarn with a different stitch. But so far, here's where I am. I'm at 13 inches, so I'm just going to keep going on this side of the V until I get to mid shoulder, and then we'll come on to the other side of the V. But this is what the sweater's looking like so far. It's still just one panel, but it's working out pretty fast, so I'm extremely happy, and I'm still loving the colors.
I've reached the point where the project is now 16 inches, and it does go over my shoulder to the middle point like I said I wanted it to. So what I'm gonna do now is just chain one and then single crochet all the way down and all the way across until I get to this point. Well, of course, I'm gonna single crochet across again, but I'm gonna come back and then start the reduction at the V here. So I'm gonna record that for you guys now so you can see that too, because I don't know how it's gonna look, but I'm hoping it goes well. Okay, this is what the back panel is looking like so far. Now, as I'm sure you can tell, I'm not home, but I am still able to crochet. So I was able to finish the front panel like you saw in the last clip. My hook just fell. I was able to finish it. I was able to finish it with that one ball. So with that one large cake, remember, that we had added at the end. So I was able to finish it, and this was actually the rest of that cake. So I just finished that cake now, and I'm actually going to attach my second large cake, and hopefully this will get me through a good chunk of the back panel. But of course, I'll come back and check in when I'm a lot further in on the back panel, or yeah, when I'm a lot further in on the back panel, just so you guys can see how it's going. So I'll see you guys in that update. This is how far I've gotten on the back panel so far. I love the way the colors are building up in the back. It seems a little bit more faded out, more pastel than the colors in the front. The yarn ball is changing, so they are going to become a little bit more solid after, well, in a few minutes. You see, it's becoming a little bit more solid after I would say a few more rows. It's gonna change pink, and then it'll be white. So
It does kind of suck a little bit, but this dreamy effect is super cute. I'm adoring it right now. Like I showed in that last clip, I just added the third large yarn ball to the project. So this is now the second ball I'm adding to the back panel. As you can see, well, yeah, because we started with the first ball, which is the top two of the V in the front panel, and we finished that one. We added another one here, which we just finished, and this is the third large cake. So right now we have 3 small cakes and 3 large cakes added to this project, and I'm almost done, so it's going very well. I'm gonna have more than enough yarn to do the sleeves and probably something else, but as of right now I'm just very excited. I have enough for the sleeves. So this is what the back panel is looking like, and I'm just gonna keep crocheting. Okay, here is the completed back panel. Finally, it took 2 balls, well, 2 full cakes and that half cake that we had started with. So this is what it looks like. I did add some allowance for the shoulders just so I'm not choking myself with the yarn, but this is what the back panel is looking like, and here it is with the front panel, which I'm really happy about how the way this worked out up here so that they match, gray with gray and peach with peach, and I'm just really liking the way it's going. But now I'm working on sleeves. I'm about to get started on the sleeves, but I just wanted to come back and show you guys how much yarn I had left over from that last cake that finished the back panel. So this is actually what was left. This is what I'm going to be starting my sleeve with. So this is going to be the starting color for one of them. But what I'm thinking of doing is starting the sleeve with a slip stitch rib and then working up to like a balloon sleeve. I think it would be super cute. Maybe nothing too big, but just, you know, a little balloon at the top of the rib stitching. But
we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna try it out. I might be pulling it out, you know, frogging a couple times, but I'll show you guys how it goes along the way and as I make the sleeve. So let's get started.
Okay, I'm back. So this is what the ribbing is looking like for the sleeve so far, and I'm sure you can tell it's kind of tapering inward. I'm counting the stitches and I still have the same amount of stitches I started with. I have 20. When I stretch it out, it's all the same length, so I'm not sure if I should just take it out and do it again or if I should leave it. Since I've gotten pretty far. At this point I'm at 4 inches and I need to get it out to 6 before I can start adding to it, or before I can start making the actual sleeve, since this is just the cuff. But I think I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it and keep going, and well, hopefully it'll stay like this. At some point it'll just stay stretched out, or I don't know, I'll check and see if maybe I can do something about it. I don't know what I did to make it like this, but I'm just gonna keep going with it. Look at that. I'm just gonna keep using it. I'm just gonna keep going and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I finally got the cuff out to 6.5 inches, as you can see here. So I'm ready to start with the sleeve. So what I'm gonna do is actually single crochet across this top row all the way until I get to here, just so that I can weave this end in to my work. But I'm gonna do a single crochet. I'm gonna do the increases. So I'm gonna make sure to increase with the single crochets in this first row, and then I'm gonna start my pattern, which I've actually decided to do the sleeves with the moss stitch because I really want to see what this colorway looks like in that pattern. So I'm gonna do it moss stitch. So like I said, I'm gonna first increase here. So I'll probably do like how I did in the panels, where I'll do 2 stitches in one all the way across, and then I'll get started on the moss stitch. So you'll see that now. So here's the end of the first full cake of yarn that I added onto the sleeve, and this is how far I got. As you saw in the other clip, I was actually able to get more than half of my arm, so I'm past the elbow now. But this is where we added it to the scraps that were left over from the back panel. This is where we added it, and this is where it's ending. So I'm gonna add on that second ball, which I'm hoping will get me to halfway through the cake to finish the sleeve, so that way I have at least 1.5 to finish the other sleeve. But as of right now, this is what we've got, and I'm really liking the way the colorway is looking with the moss stitch or the linen stitch. It just looks so pretty. It looks so dreamy, and the sleeve is the perfect size for my arm. This is going great. Hi, I just wanted to come on real quick and show you guys how I'm going with the sleeve. I'm already almost done with the first one. So this is what it's looking like right now, and I'm actually really loving the moss stitch or the linen stitch, depending on how you want to call it. But it's looking so pretty with this colorway and making everything look diffused, like a pretty pink and peach sunset. It's beautiful, I'm telling you. But look, it's already almost done, so I'm pretty much up the arm. I'm just gonna finish the couple of inches that I have left, and I'll come back and show you guys when it's done. And of course, I'll show you guys once I start the second sleeve. But this is how the first sleeve is going, and just to give you a better view, this is what it's looking like flat. And I really love the slip stitch ribbing. I'm gonna have to do it again, definitely. But this is what it's looking like so far. So good. That's the sleeve, number 1 anyway.
I present to you the finished sleeve and the yarn that's left over from it. And here are the other pieces from the sweater along with that sleeve. On to sleeve number 2.
Okay, so as you saw, we reached the point in the second sleeve where we're adding the last cake of yarn that I have prepared for this project. So hopefully this will get me to the end of the sleeve, or at least pretty close. I do still have a whole skein left that I still need to use, so I still have that as backup. But I'm just hoping to see if this is going to be enough yarn with what I calculated and what I prepared for to finish the sweater. And so yeah, there it is on the sleeve. This is the rest of the ball that finished this first sleeve. So here you actually have where I attached the yarn again. After I finished sewing off on this one, I just reattached it to the same ball, and of course I started crocheting with it. So this is what this second sleeve is looking like so far.
Here's how far I've gotten on the second sleeve.
So I finally finished the first 3 skeins that I had prepared for the project, which was the 9 little yarn cakes that you guys saw. This was actually the 9th and last one, so I've attached my 4th skein of yarn. This is my last one to the sleeve, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be enough yarn because this is the 2nd sleeve and I've got a little bit more to go, so I'm almost done. I don't have to worry too much, and this should be enough yarn to help me do the trimmings as far as the collar goes. And I don't know, I'm thinking about making something else with this yarn. I really like the way it looks, so hopefully I'll have enough left over for another small project. But as of right now, this is where we are with the sweater.
The 2nd sleeve is finished. Let's see the sweater all together.
So we did it. Here's the finished sweater. I've added some cute little fan detail on the collar just so that it wouldn't look so plain with a single crochet. And here's what the sleeves look like with that linen stitch. So you can see it's pretty warm, even though you can see the holes in the sleeve, so it's actually pretty fresh. I feel warm, but I also feel comfortable. Like, the sweater is super nice. It's not very heavy. It's very soft. Like I said, it's warm. It's very comfortable. I'm really happy I made it. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. And these is what the cuffs on the sleeves are looking like. They almost match. It's insane. And then, as you saw in the last clip, the front and the back do look a little different, but again, since it is the same colorway, they almost match. So I really do love the way the sweater turned out. I'm super happy that you guys were able to join me in today's video. I hope you guys have a happy new year. Welcome to 2023. This is the first video of the year. I promise it won't be my last. I'm gonna try to put out 1 video a week for this year. And like I said, I have plans for that dress, but I'm thinking of postponing the dress until February, just because for right now in January, I really do want to get started on a plan that I have for a temperature blanket that I want to make. But it's not going to be a temperature blanket for this year. It's actually going to be a temperature blanket for 1963, which is the year when my mom was born. So for my next video, we're actually going to be planning my temperature blanket and hopefully getting some of the yarn that I need for that blanket. So I hope you guys join me in the next video. Thanks so much for joining me in this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And also join me on my Instagram at chaoticgirl_crafts. See you there. Bye.